actually said board member, because I could arguably be considered an appointed officer on a board.
Yeah, listen, I don't know.
It's not gonna hurt a darn thing.
Yeah.
More information is fine.
Okay, are we ready to,
Jokes or sarcasm.
all ready?
Yes.
Okay, I will call the June 12th, 2025 Town of Larwill Town Council to order. Let the record reflect that all council members are present, and is Renee Sills and Town Attorney Greg Hockemeyer. Before I go any further, I would like to point out that we have our video streaming system set up. And I would like to talk about that more in depth at the end of the meeting, just about some of the logistics and things like that. But I would like to let both remind us and remind the audience that this is streaming live on YouTube. And anything that you say here, the world will be able to see if they're so interested. And we certainly know what a viral video on YouTube will do. So I do have this disclaimer, I guess more of an announcement. This meeting of the Town of Larwill Town Council is being live streamed on YouTube in compliance with Indiana law. Please remember that all discussion, comments, and conduct during this meeting are visible to the public. We ask all members and attendees to act with professionalism and decorum throughout tonight's meeting. Because of the way our system is currently set up, it doesn't really pick up audio in the audience. And part of what we need to talk about, I think, after or at the end of the meeting, maybe would be revisions to our rules of procedure in order to account for that. But we do have a podium set up, and we do have a wireless mic. So just, I guess, for tonight, depending on how things go, maybe we can just pass the microphone around instead of getting up and using the podium, unless you feel like you would like to. So with that, any questions or comments?
Nope. I will just add, in addition to being live streamed, we have a duty to record these and keep them up. So they will continue to live as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's a good point. It is being recorded. And in the past, we've been pretty lax, I would say, in conversational communication between the attendees and the council. And I'm afraid we're going to have to cut back on that quite a bit because, like I said, if you're in the audience talking, the video won't pick it up, and you don't want to talk over each other. So that's why I think we'll have to look at the microphone as the talking totem, so to speak. If you got the microphone, you can talk, otherwise you can't talk. But we have to hash those things out. We just got things up and running. Now we have to talk about the details of how it'll affect the meeting. So with that, we'll go to the first item, which is the reading of last month's minutes. We have a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes.
I'll make the motion.
A second?
Motion by Jerry, seconded by Lori. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. We have a motion on acceptance of the minutes.
Motion that we accept the minutes?
I'll second it.
Have a motion and by Lori and a second by Jerry to accept the minutes as written. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is unfinished business, 105 West Main, lawsuit update on the violation there.
Okay, and that includes both 105 West Main Street and the unimproved lot without a street address on North Center. That's just south of the railroad tracks. I had spoken with an attorney to basically wait to file a motion for summary judgment until June 9th. That has come and passed, and at this point, I don't want to, I'm kind of turning it back to the board as to whether or not that's, our request for motion for summary judgment is appropriate. I looked at it, it looks like there has been some progress, but I don't know if that's been enough progress, and that's not my call. That's your call. The motion for summary judgment would involve having us submitting affidavits as to the facts on the ground and the applicable law, and who the actors are. That would then get filed with the court, and the other side is given an opportunity to respond to that motion, to deny that it's appropriate, at which point it would be set for a hearing on the motion. But in the past, those haven't been responded to generally because they usually can't deny the facts that are the facts, and so that's where we are. So I hope you got yours, Troy, but I had sent proposed affidavits to both you and Renee. If those are appropriate, we could sign them today. I probably should have put my notary seal in, but I can still execute those here with you if you want to do those.
Okay. Have any comment on that?
No.
No.
Okay. Do we need a motion, or will,
You guys have basically had already authorized me to
Yeah.
proceed with the lawsuit. If you want me to proceed, I just need to have those affidavits signed, and then I will notarize those and then get that on file.
okay,
Okay. And is
yeah,
that
well, I'm,
this thing here? No?
What's that?
No.
Affidavits?
Oh.
He's got the affidavits, okay.
No, the affidavits are here,
All right.
and so that's yours. That's yours. If everything in there is true, sign and date that. Today is June 12th.
so this basically states that the affiant is familiar with the real estate in question. As of January 14th, the real estate was occupied by Thailand Hall and being used for the outdoor storage of miscellaneous junk, trash, and/or debris constituting solid waste. As of this date, the subject real estate continues to be occupied by Thailand Hall and used for the outdoor storage of miscellaneous junk, trash, and/or debris constituting solid waste.
And Renee's is similar, except hers notes also that the ordinance is still in place and that it's is valid as was attached to the original complaint. And then it also talks about the owner of the property, and I will seek judgment against both the owner and the occupant. Thank you.
Next item is the 2575 grant for Hammond Tree. Email update, email notice, no set date. So, do you have an update on that, Renee, or is? Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, if, you can either stand there or you can probably be the best right now.
Sure.
Yeah. And could you double check to make sure that's on? There's a little display on it. May have to hold it down. Yeah, perfect, thanks.
Yep. All right, so update on the project, talked with your block quite a bit the last 7 months, I guess. I back up maybe. I assume everybody's aware that Niblock's gone through a transfer. They sold the plant that was originally planning to do the project, because under different ownership, but they still have the project. So my understanding is that they're working to still trying to find a way to do their projects with the personnel they have with the transfer. So they got other jobs that they've had scheduled, and now that they're finally ready for this one, they've got it slated for mid-August right now. They've sent the shop drawings to the manufacturer, so they need to look at them to make sure the structures are correct. That's going to take about a month, so get those in, and they should be able to
Okay.
How long will it take to get it done once you finally get it going? Do you have any idea?
I don't want to speak for him, I don't think it'll take too long. We can ask him for a schedule. It should go pretty quick once it gets started.
It's been a long time that that street's been torn up, so
Yes.
it'd be nice to have it finally finished, yes. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thank you very much. Okay, next item on the agenda, list of unsafe buildings. 102 East Main, 207 South Center.
Okay, so 207 South Center Street has been cleaned up. And then Hockemeyer sent me this, is the Willie County intern report. It's about historical, structures in Larwill. And the doctor's house, which is at 102 East, oh, excuse me, that's not 102. Yeah, it is 102 East Main. It used to be called Dr. Tennett's house. It was constructed of concrete block and slate shingles and reportedly once served as a hospital. So, I'm gonna take this information, and I did speak with, Brett Darr about if he had any pictures or any kind of documents or anything about the house, and he said he was gonna look and see, and he was gonna let me have copies of them so I can kind of put it together with the packet itself. So, it's still an ongoing progress.
Okay.
Any update on 207 South Center?
Oh, it's cleaned up. There's no, the boats are gone. They are maintaining their yard, and, there's nobody in it, so yeah, but, yep.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, once again, is the live stream, and I will, once again, should probably touch on that at the end, but there was a question about where it's going to be live streamed, and like I said, it will be on YouTube. I will send out links to the council members, and then I imagine we can make it known where that's located. We can search for, I know when I search for Town of Larwill, it's not coming up, but that just could be because we don't have anything up there yet. Hopefully as we add videos, it'll,
Could Renee add the URL or something to the sewer
Mhm.
bill?
yeah, I'm sure. So we'll get the channel name, and that can be advertised or put on our website.
Is there, on YouTube, is there like, you gotta have so many people? Cause some of I'm on this email chain that people will, like, other clerks put in questions of stuff that's going on, you know, they want answers to, or, hey, can you help me with this, or does anybody have this kind of ordinance? And on there, what's been popping up is, they're saying they have to have 50 subscribers for the YouTube channel. So is that not anything we have to worry about?
I've not read that.
Okay, I'm just making sure, cause they're all like, they had to have 50 of them.
If I had to guess, that would be more with the search engines picking it up, or with
Okay.
the searches to give it relevance. If it has less than 50, it might be harder to find.
Or maybe that is referring to monetization.
I don't know, they were just
I-
kept bringing it up.
I know in my testing, it's been running, and I hopped on my phone, which is a completely different YouTube account, and I was able to see it
Okay.
live, so. Master study, delay reorganize the plan structure.
Well, with that, I have to apologize here. This is the second time this has happened. We do have a new executive director for Region 3A, Sandra Tamaz, and then Lindsay Hammond is the new liaison for Okra as well. With that, we got a call from them last week on the formatting of the master plan. Okay, now the same formatting we do for SRF, USDA, they wanted it specifically to the Okra formatting. Friday, we did have a call, Renee was on the call as well, and we discussed through that, and Commonwealth has been diligently been working through that, reformatting those documents. What I'm hearing from Ben is that the reformatting is done. It is being submitted to Okra through Sandra for their review, for any other comments, and we need to reschedule for the July council meeting for a public hearing. Okay?
Okay. Did you have anything to add to that, Renee, since you were on the call?
No, the new formatting will be friendly to anyone. When you look through that, some of that stuff doesn't make sense to some people, because we're not engineers. So the formatting and everything will make it, what I got from it would make it so that anybody could be able to read it and understand it, and would, for later years, when people want to go back and look at it, someone can open it up and still understand what was going on and stuff. So that's the good thing I see from coming from it, is that even though it's delaying it, it'll be formatted, so I think it will go smoother.
In a different note, Okra, their staff is basically the whole gambit's turn. There may be 2 existing employees there. With that, they have to search through these documents. And like we discussed on Friday, if you have a seasoned person, a seasoned engineer, they're going to pick through that information. But all these people are like, okay, what am I looking at? Following a standardized format will make it easier for them moving forward. So that document is being cleaned up, it's understandable, and as Renee said, it's easier for the public to read.
Okay. So it's, just to confirm, it's a formatting issue as opposed to a content.
Yes, no one
Issue.
had any issues with the content. It's basically for the general public to understand what the content is.
Okay. Any other questions, additions?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have a number 6, but there is no number 6, so I assume that's blank. New business. So that is, you said that public hearing is July 10th. Next item, budget for 2026. Ideas, workshop July 16th. So I presume you're looking for, as you do every year, suggestions on projects and,
I have gone through it already, and I have made some slight changes due to, like the telephone, I decreased it because we're not paying as much as we were before. The liability insurance, I had to increase it a little bit. So, and then the streetlights, I increased it by $200 just to make sure that we have plenty there to pay for that. But yeah, I haven't increased anything that isn't normal, like cost of living kind of thing. So, and then the truck insurance, I increased it because we were short this year or last year, so I increased it to the amount. So, but yeah, anything you guys want to budget for, but it'll be basically the same as it was last year, and we'll still have the street repairs and any other infrastructure will still be in there also. So the plans for the study don't get completed, we will still have money in 2026 for it. So
any thoughts, comments?
No, but I'll think about it, see what we can come up with.
And maybe it was coming out of different line items of the budget, but I know with a couple of the projects we have, mainly Hammond Street, we were spreading that over a couple of years, and the timing of that was a little funny how it would affect the budget.
yeah.
Is that going to, we're going to have to reduce the budget on any areas to take care of that?
Well, it'd be nice to have Niblock's information, so if they think it's gonna cost more than what the original project was gonna cost, then that would be the concern that I have. So, okay.
No, I guess as of right now, we're not expecting a cost increase. So there was some level of contingency that was built into the original bid, so that contingency's gone. But we have had those discussions with them, and the current stance is that we think that's will be the same cost.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right,
Cool.
thank you. House Bill 1509.
Yeah, I gave you guys a copy of it. It just says in here, if a board meeting notice or agenda must provide the following information regarding each appointed officer serving on the board. As Hockenmeyer stated, we are not appointed, we are elected, but I still went ahead and it's all on the website, and it's even on the agenda here. So even though we're not appointed, we are elected officials, I still went ahead and put that on the website. So if anybody, wants to know, it's there.
Do we need to sign this?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it does say sign here.
It does.
Oh,
Okay.
that's I just was pointing you guys to where it was at. They don't have little arrows. So I just
Look
put it
like
there so
I'm
you wouldn't have to
confused.
read so you wouldn't have to read all of it. You just go there.
That
and
explains
find-
why you've been so anxious to sign that document.
Yeah, it's like, well, it says
No.
sign here.
No, sorry. I'll get some plain arrows.
Okay, any comment on that?
No? Okay.
Okay, and then there's an extra line item here, council concerns on property violations such as high grass, junk cars, or rubbish. Specifically 201 East North Street, 205 East North Street, and a note that Lori was notified in order to get it taken care of.
Yes, she said they started cutting on it and realized their chainsaw isn't big enough. So they got some estimates, and they decided it would be cheaper just to buy a bigger chainsaw than to have somebody. So they're in the process of buying the chainsaw, and they said within a month that they'll have it cut up. So, and then right across the street from me, 113, their weeds are so high, they're not living there, but still, it's like you wouldn't be able to see out the window. So if you could give them a notice or letter that they need that taken care of. And that's the only one I have.
You'll notice I cut mine last night.
I didn't
The
notice.
front hill,
Oh, you did?
yeah.
Uh-huh. It was
Well,
getting
'cause I
pretty
can't-
shaggy.
I can't get it with the rider, of course, and I don't have a push mower because my
Uh-huh.
son-in-law has it now, so,
Uh-huh.
but, yeah.
Did you?
And we rarely go that way, I usually go east,
Uh-huh.
so, but, yeah, it's taken care of.
Did you weed whack it? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Marietta used to do, was
Yeah,
just
okay.
weed whack it down. Yep.
Yeah,
Every so often. Okay, good.
yeah, it looks good now,
All right.
just for the record. Okay, any comments or anything from the council members?
Not me.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Renee, anything? Greg? Okay, anything for the public good from the audience? No? Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and do I guess we can go ahead and do the financial report and then get to the streaming equipment.
Okay. So the bank balance is $841,793.87. The deposits for the month of May were $25,627.67. The register claims for the month of June will be $14,517.12. Everything is, the normal that we have every month, except for AE Boyce Forms. I had to purchase more sewer and garbage billing coupons that all residents receive in the mail. And then, the Whitley County Recorder was $725. That was to release and place some liens on properties. And then Region 3A was a bill for the study was $3,480. The weed income was $780. That was a bill that, that G&G Hauling notified me that was not part of the original, issue with the storm, with the sewer line down on Old Hill Road. So that was $780 for that one. And then, the Whitley County Recorder was $100. So the property over here, the Layman's, it's across here on US 30, that the house burnt and the town cleaned up, and we had a lien on their property. Sold at a commissioner's sale, and that has been, the time period for that to hold is done, and we've received notice that, that those can be released, so I released that. And then the Larwill Painting Company for the podium and for the new signage out on the front of the town hall.
All those letters and numbers that kept falling off on the inside, there's a now nice thing on the outside that I put up there.
And
And then
the
I painted that. Actually, Chad fixed it because it was all wobbly, so we both had a hand in fixing the podium.
Yeah,
Yep,
looks real nice.
thank you.
And then the Ellen Financial was $1,166. That was for the equipment for the live streaming and stuff, so. And then if you have some you're gonna return, so if you can get that done, cause you know how the Amazon, there's just a window you have to fit into,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I've already submitted the request and got the postage. and
Okay,
So,
that's it.
okay. Any discussion about the financial report? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to accept the financial report.
I second it.
I have a motion by Lori and a second by Jerry to accept the financial report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So, hopefully this won't take very long, but, so, everything's up and running, but as you can see, it doesn't look real nice. And, you know, Lori, you put so much work into this last year, we want to keep it that way. But I wanted to get it at least functional. So we have the issue, well, first of all, we have 2 microphones here that cover us. We have 2 wireless microphones. Maybe, I don't know if there's a way we can get a microphone stand on the podium, might be a thought. And we have 1 camera. Now, my thought was to put the camera dead center, but the cable wasn't long enough. That has to be direct to the laptop. So I put it there, and actually, that's not a bad spot for
No,
it,
it's
now
not.
that I see it. And Renee had a really good idea on how to address where the equipment is, and that's to get some sort of file cabinet that's lockable and keep everything out of the way there. And she sent me a link on it, and with the return of some equipment that I determined wasn't actually necessary because of the way we only have 1 camera, we'd still be below budget to do that. My big question then is cable management with the speaker. These 2 speakers go up there, across the suspended ceiling, and then down. My thought was to use like a white channel.
They have those at
Conduit?
Menards, that you
Yeah.
can tuck them in, and then I can paint it the same color as the
Yeah.
wall, and then it just disappear.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, we had to do it at home, so. From our
Okay,
TV, we didn't want all this stuff hanging down, so it works pretty well.
right.
Mhm.
So and then I didn't want to mess with the, you know, cutting tile or anything to get it to go up through. So I guess my question for you is, do you want me to do that and get it done and you paint it? Would you rather do it?
I can do it,
Okay,
yeah, because I've got more time than you have.
that is true.
Yeah, so,
That
yes.
is true.
I can,
And like I said, I didn't want to mess with anything because you did a very good job, and I know you'll do a good job with what we have. And the same in the back corner where it comes
Yes.
down, and that'll go right into the cabinet there.
okay,
I guess there wasn't as much maybe as I thought there was.
yeah.
Any questions about how anything operates, or?
Well, I have no idea how it operates.
Well-
That's okay, I don't need to know.
Yeah, I do want to document it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
there may be an occasion where I'm not here because of illness or something, so I want to make sure that more than just me knows how to run it. But
Mhm. Okay.
any other thoughts, comments?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, that's all I have then. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I have one thing though. The sewer lift station, remember when we all went out and had our little class with Mark?
Mhm.
I have got the instructions completed and I
yay.
gave him a copy of them. Well, it's in the garage for him to look over it to make sure I didn't miss anything. So,
Yay, good job,
Excellent.
yes. That'll be very helpful.
Mhm.
To have that there. Yep,
Yeah.
okay. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, have a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.
These are gonna go faster. Online, I think.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Nobody wants to. Did you notice that, how quiet it was?
Good Jerry. Oh.